I'm into. Okay, I'm seeing I'm seeing my fruit, and I'm seeing my seed. I'm seeing the positive, the negative. I'm seeing the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm seeing everything. I see it. I don't want to be blind by what I am doing. I've got glasses. I want to be able to see and understand what I'm doing.
Amen.
If I know what I'm doing, whether it's good or bad, I'll be able to change where I'm going. Right? If I don't like my present situation, I have the mental capacity to make a choice, to make a definite direction change. Right? So I think that's one of the things that God wants us to look at is do you understand that what you're presently doing is either going to be good or bad? Chances are, looking at this particular passage, I'm thinking that most of these people don't understand the error of their ways. I don't think these people understand because God has got a better way, and yet they don't understand that there's a better way. God's got something else, but they don't realize that there is something else, and so they're continuing along their pathway with no knowledge of understanding that there is something different. And so, being that they're thinking that there is no God, there's no other choice, right? And so they're kind of steadily going along their way, never understanding that there's a God who's looking down from heaven. He does love us with an unconditional love, but He can't do anything unless we pick up the phone.
Amen. That's right.
You see what I'm saying? There's no understanding. There's no communication going on, and people are going along their way with no sense of anything else in their direction. It's
That's
just
right.
like a morbid state of consciousness, okay? And it's like there's nothing else. And I've been there. I've been in that state of mind where, before God found me, there was nothing in my life that was good. And like I was corrupt. Nothing was good. It seemed as if everything I was doing just led to more corruption. Have you guys ever been there?
Amen.
And it was, but there was no knowledge. There was no understanding that anything could change until my grandma came on. And she kept on, kind of hinting that, Mike, you don't have to live like this. You were born to be this way. I don't care what your dad did. I don't care. There's curses. Listen, God has got a plan for your life. All you have to do is, kind of seek God. That's the whole purpose of us being in church, is that we would seek after God. Because chances are, if we never went to church, we wouldn't be heading in that direction. There would be no concept. See, that's the problem with us today, is that very little of us are spending time in church. 1 hour. Actually, it's probably about 3 hours for us, huh? But even if it was just 1 hour a week, just this 1 hour of sitting and listening and studying and searching, does this 1 hour do anything different in your life? I'm hoping it does. You see what I'm saying? I'm hoping that this isn't just, a little tally, on the wall saying, well, I did my duty, come in and go out, and there's no change. That would be terrible. Because the church is supposed to be a living, breathing organization or organism. We're supposed to be changing. We're supposed to be, redirecting our life and studying and searching and seeing if there is God, right? I mean, listen, you guys may be in the same kind of mode of thinking the way I was when I first came to Christ. I really didn't understand who God was. my grandma said that, she called him honey bun, but he wasn't just a cross on a wall. He wasn't just a concept of someone's imagination. God was real to her.
Amen.
See, God wasn't real to me, but he was real to her. And being that things were weird with her, I mean, she did things that were kind of out of context. She wasn't even doing things the way that most Christians would do things, And still, I mean, she went to church and all, but man, she was the church. Every day she was doing something with God. She wouldn't just leave him here on Sunday and then come back again. No, she was taking God with her. She was communicating with him every day. And it seemed as if God was interacting with her every day. So I go back to this passage and I'm looking at the passage. Is there any who understand, who see God? And I would say, yes, my grandmother was one who was seeking God.
Amen.
Right? I would say Billy Graham would be one that was seeking after God.
Amen.
I would look at D.L. Moody and all these other great men and women of the faith that we've had access to, over the last 100 years or so. And I would say that these men and women of God really had access to God. They were ones that would actually touch the hand or touch the heart of God, and things would change. I mean, really, things would change. Whole nations would change because of one person seeking after God, or maybe a handful of people seeking after God. But see, the majority was never that way. You guys can look at the whole Bible from beginning to end, and the biggest problem that God had with his chosen people is that there's only a few, a handful maybe at the most, that would ever seek after him. The majority didn't even want to come close. Am I right?
Amen.
Majority would say, oh, Moses, you go and speak for us. We'll stay here. We'll stay over here. That's a terrible thing. Fire on the mountain type thing, Yeah, we seen God's anger. If we, didn't do things right, man, he'd smoke us out. People would be devoured. I mean, it was a terrible thing. Be in the hands of an angry God. And, back in the Old Testament, God would, show mercy to whom he would show mercy, but he would also show vengeance.
Amen.
I mean,
That's right.
and God's still the same God today. I know most of us don't believe that, but he still is the same God.
That's right.
I mean, he loves unconditionally, but man, when he gets angry, he gets angry.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate to look at that day and understand that, if we're not going to seek God, man, there ain't much that we can do.
That's right.
But things have got to change.
Come on. That's right.
Things have got to change. I mean, look at your life.
Yep.
Is it the way that it's supposed to be?
Come on.
Is it good? Is it bad? Can it be better?